Hey there everybody, John here, and welcome to another LEGO review. So today we're doing something a little different. As I said, throughout the other videos, is that I'm trying to trial and error my way through like figuring out a format for this. But we got something new this time, which is the Marvel Studios LEGO minifigure series. This one just came out yesterday, September 1st, 2021. This is our first minifigure series we're doing on the channel. I do have the other minifigure series like off over here. Oh yeah, you can see them in the frame. I do have a bunch over there. I have the second Disney one, DC, Looney Tunes, and then I'm starting to work on, because like with this I'm now fully caught up on like the newer ones. I guess for minifigures at least, not like newer sets. I need to get some of those. But I need to do Disney one, and then. There's like some other, I don't know why I can't remember any of the other things, but I'm working on other figure collections that I want to start doing or like finish, like the Harry Potter one. Once like I can get my hands on the icon set, I want to do that to get the last 3 gold minifigures for them. I have some of the gold Ninjago, doing like Overwatch, or different kinds of stuff like that. But yeah, so we're gonna start doing the Marvel minifigure series, and before we start. I'm again trying to do everything. I see that the Boba Fett Starship one, that video is getting a lot of traction. The other ones aren't doing too well. I'm not sure why exactly. I want to say maybe it's because of the length of the video that the Boba Fett one was doing a little bit more. People are saying that it was very refreshing seeing the way that I did it. I'm gonna try to emulate whatever that was. I do recommend it, or like really ask again that if you have any suggestions or things that you just want to see, or like let me know what I'm doing good, like doing well or anything, just let me know so I can keep it up or like improve on it, because I do want to entertain you guys as I'm doing this. But yeah, so we have the entire series here. I just went out with my friend Troy today to get all the figures. We were scouring through different stores here and there. I know Lego stores are pretty scarce on them because they're just like gone immediately. I think on the website they're also back ordered. We went to a Target, we went to a Best Buy, sometimes they have Lego stuff. We went to Walmart, and then we even checked like a Five Below. I was like, the Five Below didn't have anything. I didn't think they would, but just worth a try because they are like $4.99 each. So I was like, oh, it's $5. And then we finally went to a Barnes & Noble, and the Barnes & Noble had them. So, in case anybody needs to know, Barnes & Noble is definitely a way to find some good Lego stuff. They also have older Lego sets as well. I think some of them still have like the Ideas Treehouse still in store. But yeah, so I have the entire series here, and I kind of mapped it out because it's based off the 4 Disney Plus original shows. So we have WandaVision over here, Falcon Soldier, Loki, and then What If. Pretty interesting that I went from like 3 figures for WandaVision, 2 Falcon Soldier, 2 Loki, which are like the 2 central characters for each show, and then 5 for What If. You could easily take one of these guys in What If and put it over in Falcon Soldier to add another character there, but we'll get to that as we are going through this. I'm going to try to figure out how to do this. I'm not really sure. Formatting, if I want to do, I'm going to do close-ups and stuff, but it's like, when do I put those in and everything? So let's just focus on, we'll go down the list. I'm probably going to, bring the camera closer, and then we'll start doing it. And then, I'll talk more about the future of this and other stuff as we get into it. So yeah, so let's check out the figures. Alright everybody, so let's first look at the WandaVision series of the figures. So this was the first Disney Plus show that came out, so that's why I'm going to do this one first. Because with 3 figures, or set comes with 12, but of the WandaVision we have 3 figures. Now let's start off with the woman herself. We got Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff. So essentially, she comes with like a new molded and printed piece of like with her little crown on it, or crown tiara, whatever you want to call that one. Also, kind of red transparent, like one of those the shooting like hand pieces that have the the clips where you can like hit them and like they'll shoot out because she shoots her little energy blasts. She also comes with a little cape. The cape has a 1 like peg hole through it instead of the traditional 2, probably because she has like a hairpiece that goes over the cape, so probably not to like mess it up too much. And then she also has a double-sided face, both with a smile, but the one that I have in the front has like her red kind of like magical eyes that whenever she's going to cast a spell or anything. And on the one on the back is just a regular, little happy face that she has, spending time with Vision and enjoying her life with the kids and everything. She also has dual molded arms and, a nice printed body with the printed legs. And I think she's definitely a standout character, not just in the MCU, but as a part of this series. I think it's a really awesome choice that went with this version of her as well. I know when this was coming out, a lot of people wanted the black and white versions or something like that, or even just a set based off that, which a set would still be awesome. But this version of her was definitely a great choice for that. All right, moving on. Let's just finish out the little pair here where we got White Vision. So White Vision comes with this little, it's a laptop, and it has essentially the hex kind of thing on it, like a little screen displaying the hex and the dome around the little town in New Jersey that Wanda has taken over. Vision also comes with a white cape that has the one peg hole through it, so it flows and looks a little bit better, it's coming off of him as if he's floating or something. He also has, he has printed arms and also printed legs with side printing, which is a newer kind of thing that they started doing, similar to how I think I discussed in the Mandalorian and the Boba Fett ship one, that they started doing more arm printing, I think a little bit more regularly, kind of trying to normalize that, because they did it on Mando, Din Djarin, and I think that might just be because, his little signet on his shoulder was probably so prominent and part of the story. But at the same time, who knows, maybe they're going to start doing more arm printing if it applies to those characters with Darth Vader and stuff like that. But Vision also has, detailing on the back of his head because he's a bald character, so he's going to have, I'm trying to make sure this is in frame, trying to make sure to get that detail in there. He's got the nice gold and the lightish gray. And then also, if you notice where the Mind Stone would be, is this little light here. It's orange. So in the TV show, if you guys have watched the show, it's blue. And that is because this is based off more of the concept art to the show, rather than, the actual bit of the show, because obviously it takes a lot of time to develop the characters and the prints and stuff like that and be able to produce them, even though LEGO's been a little behind on things. But so this is based off the concept art. I mean, it's a little bit of a miss there, but it's not anything too detrimental. It's not this is just regular Vision or something like that. This is actually White Vision from the show, which I think is pretty neat. So we'll give him his little book laptop back. Here you go. Nice. Fix him there. There he goes, because he's the Vision. And then we have Monica Rambeau. Now, I do have to say Monica is probably the weakest character of the minifigure series, only because she comes with the little helicopter that she discovers, to find out that what's going on with the hex and things are being weird. But so she has nice printing. She has her little she has some nice arm printing showing her shoulders and down by her wrist, and she also has some back printing. Legs are just normal black legs, nothing too crazy about that. It's a nice little helicopter build. I think that's pretty cute. The only thing kind of unique about her is her head. Oops, I just kicked the camera. That was awesome. Fix that. So, and her hairpiece. Her hairpiece is really big. I think that might be a little too much, but at the same time, I mean, it's not inaccurate. And then also her face. There's not too many characters that have the reddish brown head at all. There's not really that much diversity when it comes to some of the figures, but I mean, overall printing and everything pretty awesome. And this rounds out our little WandaVision characters. So with that, we'll be moving on to the second show that premiered on Disney Plus, which would be Falcon Soldier. All right, so now we're in the Falcon Soldier territory. This is the second show that premiered on Disney Plus, and this one featured little Bucky Barnes. Can my figure get in there? Little Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier / White Wolf, and then we have Captain America Sam Wilson. Both of them come with the new Captain America shield, but let's focus on our main man Bucky first, and then we'll get over to Sam. So Bucky comes with his little knife. When it comes to accessories, he doesn't have the best ones. So I mean, him and Monica are a little tied there in my opinion. I mean, Bucky just gets a little knife. I mean, that is like his character and like his whole thing. And he does get the shield, which is the same thing as Sam. But I feel like that might be a reference to either, him becoming Captain America in the comics, or more so with their fight with U.S. Agent in the show, and he picks up the shield, and I think he mentions Sam at one point, either take it or I will, and him wanting to live up to the legacy that Steve did. He's got really nice arm printing on his like the little black Wakandan, the vibranium arm that he has. So I think that one's really cool. The only other version of like this iteration of his character that's not the Winter Soldier, I think came in like that limited series like figures, and his face looked a little weird, but it was kind of like his Infinity War look. But this one I definitely prefer. He's got his short hair, he's got some little back printing there, there's like little pockets and stuff, and then he's also got his little front thing. He does have like printing, so that's pretty nice, and the shield looks pretty cool. He also has a double face, so we will look at that real quick. Yeah, he's just got his little angry face there, whenever he's got to get serious. So that's Bucky. I mean, I think he's pretty cool. Again, same shield as Sam. So I mean, they were just kind of grasping for accessories there, but nothing too awful. And then we have Sam Wilson, Captain America himself. I was so excited when I saw Sam first show up in the series with the suit, like just the dramatic when he throws the shield and the wings are spread and then he jumps in with the suit on. It looks so awesome. And this figure like really does it justice. There's so much detail in here with the wings and then also in the arms. So he actually has this newer hair piece. It's like super thin, like on top of his head, like because it's like poking out. He also comes with the Captain America shield, of course, with the newer printing where it has like those lines in it and like the little detailing around the shield, which was introduced at the end of Endgame. He has detailing on his back, at the back of his head, and then also the wings. This is like a new like one piece kind of thing that goes like around his neck, and then you get the little two flaps here that clip on the end. So like this is all like one piece here, which I think is so cool. And then you also get a little attachment for Red Wing, or I guess Blue Wing now. I forget if in the show he calls him Red Wing still after he becomes Captain America. I would assume so, but he looks a little bit more blue in here. Just his leg printing, he's got an awesome job. He's also got like some side printing there on his legs, which is just so cool. And then also the arm printing. Like altogether, he's definitely probably one of the best figures in this series, if not like the best one. Just like seeing him as Captain America is always just so cool. And then I mean, I have heard rumors that they might be doing like a set for each show, or even if that was just like an idea somebody had, that would be really awesome. I mean, you could do like because then that would tell us that, I mean, he only shows up at the end of the show like this, so then we'd be able to get a more updated Falcon suit with that, and then maybe U.S. Agent would finally get in there. I know a lot of people want a U.S. Agent or a Zemo. So as with the What If characters, there's like 5 of them opposed to like the 3 and then the 2 and then the 2. With the What If characters, you could have definitely taken, maybe one from What If and then brought it over to Falcon Soldier and gave them either U.S. Agent, but at the same time, you probably have to give them the same shield again, so probably not him, or Zemo. I know a lot of people wanted Zemo, so if you took away one of the What If guys, could have given the Falcon Soldier and done a Zemo. That would have been really cool. And then you have like the 3, the 4, and the 2. Like, I don't know. I just think that would have been a nice idea. But altogether, Sam looks really awesome in this suit. And I can't wait to see him in Captain America 4. But that is the Falcon Soldier lineup. It's just those 2 little guys. That's all you need. The Falcon and the Soldier. Thirdly on the list is Loki. So Loki I just kicked it again. Loki is, the show where we follow Loki from Endgame, where he's like the version from the first Avengers film. He takes the Tesseract and warps away to the TVA. Shenanigans ensue, and we have him here. I was like, well, ditch little Sylvie real quick. But so we have Loki here. Loki has the, I don't think it's a new hairpiece. I want to say this is the same one from the Luke Skywalker when he's older, but at the same time, it definitely could be a new piece, but I think it is actually just that one in black. I know a lot of people do like a brown one for Anakin if they want to do a custom one, but I think this is so awesome because they used to do like different hair. Essentially, a new hair piece. He has a little mug here. It says TVA on it. I think that one's really awesome. He's got the printing on the front. It's the little jacket that he has to wear when they're hunting down the variant Loki. And then I will also rip off his head real quick, or his hair, to show that he has another face, kind of angry. But then he also has on the back of his jacket, it says variant, which I think is awesome. He just have that extra detail of the back printing on there, and he's got his big Loki smile and his little mug. And then we also have Throg. So Throg is also in the set, or like in the little figure pack. Throg being a version of Thor that Loki turns into a frog, and it's also a real character, in the comics. And he could only turn back into Thor if he lifted his hammer. In this one, he has his little hammer, and then we can actually see, because it wasn't revealed until the set's figures were leaked or anything, that he does actually have a little back to him. So he has his little helmet, he has a cape, he's holding Mjolnir in his little hand, and Throg actually does show up in Loki in a blink it and you'll miss it moment where they're panning down to the secret base that the other variant Lokis have in like one of the last few episodes, and he's in a little jar and he can't reach his hammer, so unfortunately he'll never be able to become Thor again. But moving from one Loki to another, we have Sylvie. Sylvie over here is one of the variant Lokis in the universe, or in the multiverse. Previously non-existing multiverse. Essentially female version of Loki. She was just taken at a young age by the TVA to be destroyed, but she escaped. She has a wonderful molding with her hair here. I think it's super awesome to show the horns, and one of them's broken. Obviously that's how it is in the show, but just to see it translated, faithfully is really awesome. She has her green little sword that she always carries around. It's like a machete, but green. If we take off her little head here, she just has another smiling face. It's a little weird to me because it looks too similar almost. Like one's like a genuine kind of like mischievous smile, and the other one is kind of like this one's kind of the mischievous one, and this one's kind of like the cocky, like kind of smile there. So a little rough to kind of deter those. Great arm printing, the front's cool, back's cool, and then of course comes with the legendary alligator Loki we got right here, which I think is it's a brand new piece of like a baby alligator. There was like a new city set where there was like an adult alligator crocodile watching over their young, but it was just like an egg. They didn't have a little baby one, but I want to say the baby one is like new. So if you guys have like that city set or anything, you could definitely throw this little guy in there as a part of the little family. But I think that's awesome. He's missing his little horns, but I feel like that would have been too much, and maybe they would break off or something easily. So yeah, I think she's super awesome, even just as a character. Can't wait to see what happens with her in the future, her and Loki. But with her being, kind of finished off, we're going to move over to what she caused, which is What If. So first for What If is, the woman from the first episode would be Captain Carter herself. She's also holding a little tesseract there. It's a different piece than in the set that I covered. If you guys wanted to see that, I also did a review of the Captain Carter Lego set with the Hydra Stomper. This is definitely the figure I've been probably looking forward to the most. I love her hair piece. It's just so awesome to see it molded finally. I know in a lot of the Lego video games, she's had like this hair, but it's just never been translated until now. She has like, her red, white, and blue shield, the red, white, and blue outfit. She's got this great little funny smile on her face. And then if we take off, her hair there, she has a little bit more serious, determined look on her face as she's smashing Hydra in the face. And then, she got the front printing, leg printing, like the dual molded legs. I think it's just, this is probably one of my favorite figures. Just like the look of her, I think is so cool. I thought, in my opinion, I thought the first episode was actually really good. I know a lot of folks were saying that it was pretty weak, but I was actually a really big fan of it. Seeing her, in action, seeing like What If Captain Carter, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, and then also I wanted to quickly, if I could just fix her real quick, show off her compared to the one from the set. So, here they are. You can definitely tell, obviously, that they saved this version for the minifigure series, and, this one was just for the set. You know, she has like the stealth suit to her. That'll probably be a suit later on, actually, now that we know, you know, what happens to her in the show. You know, so maybe she gets that later on. I did do the what if Hydra Stomper before the show came out, but now after it came out, we know that maybe, you know, this Captain Carter leads into this one. I'm sure she'll keep her hair, and like that's probably why they didn't put it in this one, because it's a little cheaper. But overall, you know, I definitely think this one's a lot better. You know, I like her a lot more. But I just wanted to show off, you know, how they differed in the printing and stuff. I mean, you know, she's definitely just cheaper looking. I don't want to sound rude in that kind of sense, but I mean, you know, the legs are just the single blue mold. It's very limited with the colors, and you know, the Peggy on my left is definitely a lot more favorable in my opinion. So yeah, so there's Captain Carter, and then we're gonna be slide you over. Peggy's gonna run over there, and then we have Starlord TChalla, which was the second episode of What If, so that's why he's next. You know, he has, you know, the awesome purple. I was like, purple isn't really used that much in Lego sets. I really love the look of it. Of course, you know, the blasters are just the same one from the other Star Lords. He has this new molded headpiece similar to Peter Quill's, but you know, it's got his little black hair at the top there. You know, he's got his back printing right there. And then also, if you notice, not only that in the mask the eyes are now purple, but on the side of his boots, I'll move it over here, is that he actually has printing for his little jet boots that he uses, which I think is an awesome detail. Like, that's when they really just went above and beyond for this figure here. If we remove his helmet, I almost said head, then we get, you know, Chadwick right there, R.I.P. You know, a little bit ago it was the anniversary of his passing, and it was just crazy to think about that. But to see him now immortalized as T'Challa, not even just in the MCU, but now as the Star-Lord version, and you know, I think we get to see him a bit more throughout the series. I think it's super awesome that he gets to live on in that way, and you know, he gets a little hairpiece, so now we get to see his pretty epic face. Yeah, so that's T'Challa. He's really awesome. I think that like all of them are really cool, like pretty nice choices, honestly. Again, I think What If might be a little too saturated over here, but overall, I mean, I'm not really complaining. I don't really think anybody is too terrible where I'd be like, I don't want them. But so that's T'Challa. I was like, we'll slide him over and move his little helmet, and then we move on to Gamora as Thanos, as people have been, you know, coining it. And this has been an episode that hasn't premiered yet, so that's why she's next. Only because I assume that the ones coming after her in the series that I'm going to present are probably going to come a little later. So I'm going to assume that she's probably one of the next ones coming up. Essentially, this I'm going to theorize is either Thanos is killed at some point by somebody in some fashion, and Gamora takes over the role of being Thanos. It's like, let's take off her hair real quick so you guys can see that she does have another face right there, where she's right. Yeah, she's a little bit more angry and like disgusted looking. She has, you know, no side leg printing, but the arm printing is actually really nice. And then she has like back printing and stuff. So overall, again, really awesome, you know, for Gamora. And she has like her regular hair, which is like her with the purple. So we're going to slide that on without messing her up too much. Yeah, there she is. My theory is that either Thanos had died at some point and she takes over, and you know, she's a bit more devout in this version, because in the past ones, even the alternate version, I need to stop kicking the camera. In the alternate version for Endgame, you know, the one from the past, she's still, you know, against Thanos and doesn't really like his concept, because that was a bit more streamlined in that version of Gamora's like character. But either Thanos had died at some point, or maybe she even killed Thanos and just took over his role. Maybe she's not necessarily trying to get the stones to, you know, snap half the life in the universe away, but she's just taken up that role as like the leader of the Chitauri, the Outriders, and the Black Order and stuff like that. But who knows until we get there. You know, I was right with my prediction last time for Captain Carter with the Tesseract powering the suit and everything, but who knows? I mean, I think that's probably it, is that Thanos, like, she either kills Thanos successfully or Thanos just dies at some point and she takes over. So Gamora's pretty cool. Next up, we have Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, as people have been calling him when it comes to statues and other merchandise and things like that. His little accessory is his web, as well as, if you want to call it the cape, like the cloak of levitation, but it's also his head. So the mask, like he's holding it, this regular Spider-Man head, that one can go on him, and then his little accessories just his mask off. Maybe that'll be a little bit more important in the show. So as a lot of people have been claiming him, when it comes to merchandise, it's been Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. So this is probably going to be doing with the zombie arc going on. I think it's been theorized or leaked or something that the last 3 episodes of the first season are going to be zombies. God dang it, I need to stop it. I just kicked it a really bad way. All right, we're going to leave that there. So, he's Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. Originally, when this leaked, it was said that he was going to be Steve Rogers Spider-Man, and I thought originally it was going to be, all the New York heroes kind of mixed together, like the New York origin ones, where it'd be Steve Rogers, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man kind of merge into one character. But I think the MCU what-ifs are kind of more streamlined in the sense they want to kind of say that, everything up until this point happened and then it changed, opposed to just having full-on altered versions of characters. How like in they might have like gender flopped characters or anything like that. Like they kind of did that with Loki, but what I mean is like instead of it being Peter Parker in a universe, then there's Petra Parker or like May Parker, like Mayday Parker. Like instead of doing stuff like that, they're probably just gonna say like Peter Parker. Like this isn't an amalgam of anything like that. It's not going to be an amalgam. It's not going to be a full-on alternate version. It's going to be these characters, and then just something happens that changes it, which are kind of fun what-ifs, of course. But so that means like when it comes to theorizing, you have to kind of make it more grounded. So there's going to be always a catalyst that starts it off, whether it's big, whether it's small. And this one, something's going to happen where the zombie apocalypse is going to occur. I'm not sure exactly. Might have to do with something with Doctor Strange. Might have to do with, honestly, might have to do with the stones. My theory, because that just came to me, my theory right now is that instead of, Thanos snapping life and everybody going away, then they become zombies. And maybe they snap the alternate halves because, we see Captain America as a zombie, which is coming up soon. We don't really see anybody, or we see Tony Stark as a zombie, and I think we see Hulk as a zombie in one of the ads. But I mean, and I think Hawkeye too. But if you notice, those are all the people that weren't snapped away. Doctor Strange wasn't snapped away. Peter Parker wasn't snapped away. Whoever's head is in the little jar wasn't snapped away. So maybe the zombies have taken over and like the opposite side was snapped, but they did a little twist on it where like the dead are rising and they're dead but not gone. Because we see Bucky also still alive fighting Cap in the trailers and things like that. So maybe Peter is with Doctor Strange, and then Doctor Strange dies at some point and the cloak goes to him, so he's able to use it to fight the zombies and like kind of keep up with them and everything like that. He does come with the little cape similar to the original Doctor Strange from the Sanctum Sanctorum set, and then the other Sanctum set from the Infinity War. The printing on this guy is just ridiculous, honestly. Like it's out of this world. Like he's got great arm printing. I will actually take the cape off real quick just so you guys can see that. So boom, there's his back. I mean, he's got cool back printing. I mean, all over his legs and everything. It just looks really cool. He's got dual molded legs. And then if we see the other side of his face, he looks pretty horrified, honestly. So, probably something happens. I'm going to assume Doctor Strange dies at some point, and then he's going to be like on his own trying to save the world as the last, hero. And then if you notice, this is him in his Disneyland suit because of Sony being stupid. So that's why Tom Holland is also not voicing himself in the series, is because Sony, had a big issue or wants to, about the whole sharing Spider-Man thing. So that is why this is a quote unquote completely Disney SpiderMan. Let me try to fix him. There we go. Plop his hair back on. There he is. So that Zombie Hunter Spider-Man also comes with the web. And I think he's pretty epic. And then lastly, of the series and of What If, we have Zombie Captain America. So I'm sure the zombie one is going to upset me, just seeing, people die and things like that. Like, I'm not, like, adverse to just people dying in general, like in shows or anything like that. But I mean, just seeing the characters that, you know and love, and then seeing them, unfortunately, be defeated in some way is always kind of unfortunate and, like, defeating in itself. But Zombie Captain America has, like, this bluish skin to try to make it not as graphic, I'm assuming, like, even in the show. He is very battle damaged. He also has a boot, and I will, say that as a little bit, important, is that he has this little red boot here, because I think he's the only Captain America that has, like, a dual molded leg, and then it's only, of course, he only has one. He also has the Captain America shield and the helmet that are battle damaged, so they have, like, all scratches on them, and they're all messed up. So, I mean, again, who really knows what's going to happen until it comes out or, like, is leaked or something? But that's my theory, is that maybe Thanos snaps with the gauntlet, and not only does it snap the other half of the heroes, but it will turn them into zombies. So it's going to be my theory, and we're going to see if that's right. I hope so, because that literally just came to me. But, it's another shielded character. I mean, the fourth one of the series, because we've had, Peggy, and then Sam and Bucky. So now we have another shielded character. So finding the shielded characters won't be too hard, because you just gotta find the shield if you want to feel the bag. But then again, it's finding which one you want. Your Falcon can't be too hard, and then Bucky, you probably just need the knife to try to find those pieces, and then Carter just the hair. But yeah, so this was Zombie Captain America. He's got that back printing, arm printing. And he's got that battle damage. He's got those big yellow eyes that are real spooky. And yeah, so with that, that's going to wrap up looking at the figures. All right, everybody. So that was the, our look at the Marvel Minifigure series. I mean, we have, these 12 figures here. Again, if you want to ever try to find them, I would recommend, Lego. Check out Target. Target is usually good Lego stuff. Walmart kind of and then definitely like Barnes & Noble, or like any like kind of bookstore like that. I know when I lived in my apartment a few years back, if you guys watch those videos of like the lure, when I used to live at that apartment, there was a store that was similar to Barnes & Noble. It was called like BAM. It was like books and like something or whatever. So if there's ever a store like that sells Lego, I'd definitely check that out. They are kind of hard to come by. Me and my friend Troy went, we felt them out, or we went in for the first time. We got 5 figures each, and we got a few doubles. I think we found like 2 Captain Carters, 2 White Visions, and 2 Zombie Captain Americas, and then we also found T'Challa, Gamora, Sylvie, and Loki. And then I took Sylvie, I think, and then T'Challa, and then he took Gamora and then Loki. So then we just went back in, because I was like, you know what, I'm probably just going to go do this. Let's just go do this now. Like, we were kind of nervous if they would allow us to feel them or not. But we were able to feel them out, and then I was able to get the entire series here. And then, Troy wanted to get Wanda, so he also got a Wanda there. And then I think he also got somebody else. I forget who it was. But, yeah. I think it might have been Falcon. Something I can't even remember, and it was like an hour ago. But anyway, so this is our look at the Marvel minifigure series. Again, if you guys want, like, I'll probably do this similar to like the gaming stuff, where I'm gonna, like, you were doing the new stuff, and then we're gonna backtrack and kind of catch up on things, like how if there's any new games coming out, I tend to those who don't know about how I process, or like how I work out the games that I do on the channel. I know some people aren't really into the video game stuff. It is pretty saturated on YouTube, honestly. But I just do it for fun, including this. This is for fun. I don't monetize anything. This is just me trying to share my thoughts and showing off some cool stuff, because I really love Legos. So essentially, like, say new games coming out, for example, Halo Infinite's coming out this year. I wanted to catch up on the entire Halo story, so then we were able to know the story for Halo Infinite. And like, if anybody needed to know what was going on and didn't know, we did, Reach 1, 2, ODST 3, 4, 5. Halo Wars is coming out right now as we're recording this, and then Halo Wars 2 is coming out after, and that's going to be like earliest part of the series, and then Halo 2 is the latest part, and then that goes right into Infinite, so we're going to be all caught up for that. Same thing with like the Arkham games and stuff like that. Like, we did Origins, and then we did Asylum. I'm going to do City and Night, and then we'll be caught up for Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, because that's in the Arkhamverse. Not sure when in the timeline. And then we might do Gotham Knights too. I don't know, that game looks a little weird to me, but we'll definitely check that out. But yeah, so now that we're caught up on like this, like the minifigures, like the newest series, then we can backtrack and I can maybe show off the Looney Tunes ones if you guys want to see that. If you want to look back at the Disney series, the DC series, which, this took elements from, where they have the little black stands, like, or not the full black stands, but like the little tile with the hole on top and like the white, like, action piece, if you want to call it that. So they kind of have that from the DC one. So if you guys want to see stuff like that, if you want to see the other figures that I have, if you want to see like maybe like the rarest figures I have, if you want to see any stuff that's like up here, because I did get a comment and I will be doing a review for it because somebody suggested it. And, that's how easy it is, that if you guys just see something, that you like, and then you want me to talk about it or anything like that, I can definitely do that. I got a comment talking about Vader's castle up there. I can definitely talk about that because I think it's a very underrated set, and I think there's rumors that it might be retiring this year, in 2021, so I'll definitely try to get that out before the year's up. So if you guys are, on the fence and I somehow sway you, you can still get it before the year's up. But yeah, so there's the Marvel minifigure series. After this, I'm going to be recording another video for, another set that came out, and then that's kind of it for like the Lego sets that I bought. I'm trying not to spend that much, so it's also not good for doing this kind of content, because you got to spend money to do this. But as I've said in the gaming stuff and other things, if you're new to the channel, because I know a lot of new subscribers are coming, this isn't my job. I don't make money off of YouTube. I think it's incredibly hard to do that. Congratulations to anybody who can, but I don't want to really deal with all that stress of Susan or whatever, like, I think she runs YouTube or whatever, so I don't want to deal with any of that trouble. The only other set I have besides the one I have over here, I don't really want to spoil it. I think I talked about it before, but not in this video, but the last one. We have another set, and then I also bought the 1989 Batmobile. I have the Batwing hung up on my wall. If you guys, again, also as another thing, if you guys want to see my room, like another tour of my room, because I did one when I first, moved back here to, and showed, like, I think the walls were pretty bare, everything. So if you guys want to see that, if you want to see, my Lego collection as it is now, I do have more Lego stuff, like, in my possession, just in the attic, and some of it, unfortunately, destroyed just due to sitting up there. If you guys want to see anything, I don't know if you can kind of see this right here. You probably can, because I'm, like, the cameras, I have my phone pointing at me, like, the back of it, and then I'm looking in the mirror behind you to see if I'm in frame and stuff, so I'm trying to see what's in frame and not, so sorry about that. But I have some of the Comic-Con sets. If you guys want to see that stuff, if you guys want to know how I got this, the Batman set, I got the Batman Comic-Con set for like $50 instead of the $500 that it's selling for. If you want to know how I did that, try not to be too clickbaity with that one, but if you guys want to know about that, if you want to know about the Lego helmet collection that, is happening, with like the Boba Fett, like the Star Wars ones or the Marvel ones, I have the Daily Bugle, I have flowers, I have all different kinds of stuff. So if anybody is interested in anything like that, please post a comment. If you want to see my room, please post a comment. I love comments. Just don't get too crazy or anything. But yeah, so we'll be talking about more stuff in the future, of course. I hope you enjoyed the little look at the figures here. And yeah, so, we're going to keep doing more Lego stuff. I'm going to see if we can do, I might post like some Lego news maybe, like stuff like that, like if things leak and just cool stuff that I'm interested in. I haven't really done this to pander to anybody, like if that's the proper word. Like, I don't do this for anybody. It's kind of difficult to say. Like, I do this for fun, obviously. Like, I'm doing this for fun. If you guys want me to do something that, like, I have, then I will definitely do that. But if somebody suggests something that I'm not in possession of, or like something that's just not my style, I'm not really gonna go for that. Honestly, like if somebody wants me to do like a review of like a city set, or wants me to play like some sort of game like a turn-based game or something like Final Fantasy, like if they want me to do something like that, I'm just gonna have to say no, because that's just not my type of game or my type of theme. Like there are some cool city sets out there. There are like a few that I actually do want. I think there's 2 that I want right now, which are the Safari ones. But outside of that, like I'm not really gonna go out and try to do all these things to appease whoever suggests it. If that, I don't want to come off as rude or anything, but I'm just kind of doing this for fun, and like this is me. I'm just showing off who I am. So yeah. Anyway, I think this has gone on long enough, but at the same time, maybe that's why the Boba Fett one's doing so well. So thank you all so much for watching. If you guys like the video, you can like it if you want, and then subscribe if you want to see more. I'm going to try to say that a little bit more. I mean, I've never really kind of advertised that, to be like, press that button, kind of stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what your favorite figure was in the set. Mine would probably be Captain Carter. I think that one's really awesome. I can't get over her hairpiece. It's just so cool looking. And probably also Captain America, Sam Wilson. That's also really good. And then printing on SpiderMan is just out of this world. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. No, I'm not flipping you off. Sorry. I'm beginning to do like this. Bye.